We can do a whole podcast about that. Would be
controversial.
Someday we will just do podcasts about pet peeves.
Yes.
Peter's pet peeves.
It's a whole podcast.
Do a whole series.
Peter's pet peeves. Yeah. Welcome back to Peter's Pet Peeves. On this episode, we
actually would work because then we could bring in my wife, knowing what popular pets, and then pets and peeves. I don't know.
Pets and pets and
It's a lot of peas.
Yeah, it's a lot of peas.
Mm-hmm. So alliteration, right?
Yeah.
So guys, why is Oppenheimer 3 hours long?
Because it's a Christopher Nolan film.
That's a good answer.
Because splitting the atom is apparently faster than explaining who everybody is.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. There's a lot of people in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I got another. What's the difference between Oppenheimer and my high school chemistry class?
You actually paid attention in Oppenheimer?
I was confused in both, but only one won a Best Picture.
There it is.
Yeah, true. And you couldn't eat popcorn. Well,
I don't know. Maybe you could.
High school chemistry. It's amazing what you get away with in chemistry class.
Yeah.
I mean, at North High, we were playing around with mercury. I didn't find out years later how toxic that stuff is. We were like, oh, look, if you throw it, and the teacher's just up there like, I'm retiring in 6 months. I don't care.
Yep.
Nice.
See the things you missed.
I know.
Get that experience. Yeah.
Homeschool, you're not throwing around little beads of mercury.
No.
Okay. It's probably a good thing.
Exposed to the toxicity of it. Hey, welcome back to Screen Time Podcast. On this episode, we are discussing Oppenheimer, and this is our journey to the Odyssey. And
We're there.
And we're
Pretty much
there.
there.
We're almost there. It's another week.
You're on the O's?
But Jared,
Yep.
genius is no guarantee of wisdom. How could this man who saw so much be so blind?
All right.
So my name is Josh, and this is my co-host Jared.
I got a couple. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do. Let's go with chances are near zero. Well, what do you want from theory alone? Zero would be nice.
That's a good one. And on today, we also have our guest, Pieter.
And I don't have a quote other than, Christopher Nolan's amazing.
Yes. We agree. Now going through, this is the last one.
Yeah.
Till we go to the theaters.
Did you see him? Did he come and speak at CinemaCon when you were there?
Not when I was there.
That was so CinemaCon is a thing that is a show in Vegas where they preview a bunch of the movies coming out for movie theater owners and the staff. And Josh and I have both gotten to go. In the year I was there, Christopher Nolan.
It was probably for Oppenheimer.
No, it wasn't for Oppenheimer. It was for.
Was it for Tenet?
No, it wasn't for Tenet either. It was I should remember the title, but it was when they were going across the channel.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk,
Oh.
yes. Yep.
Cool.
And once again, even back then, he was still saying how important it is to have movies in theaters, which, of course, when you're speaking to a bunch of people that operate movie theaters, that goes over very well.
Yes.
Yeah. No, he didn't have a film. The year I was at CinemaCon, he didn't have a film coming out that year, so he wasn't there.
Yeah, that was like one of the biggest. I mean, all these people were there. All these massive stars are there. But I'm like, oh, cool, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean,
No,
he's
those are really what I was more excited about was all the directors
Exactly.
talking more than the actual character.
Yeah, the stars are paid to be there with Christopher Nolan. He's like, no, I'm excited. I want to talk to you guys.
I always like to watch interviews with him. There's few directors like Nolan and Villeneuve both are just very interesting when they're doing an interview. I just think you're right though. Like the stars, it's not as much because normally they're kind of they're on junkets and they're just repeating the same thing over and over again. But directors, I think, get a little bit more into it or a little more real about it.
Oh yeah, and they're so excited.
Yep.
All right, so in this episode, we'll go over a little bit of the stats on the movie, then overall thoughts, get into the spoilers of discussions of it, talk cinematography, the music and score, trivia, theme and message, and then final thoughts.
Spoilers for history.
All right, so this movie came out in 2023. It was rated R, which is it's been a while since he's made an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
It was
Trying to remember which one it was.
Going back to was it it was the
Prestige? No,
Prestige wasn't R. What was
Memento?
Memento
might have been R.
Might have been. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I feel like the early one, that or I think also the Insomnia, I think was too.
Oh, okay.
Probably needed to be. Yeah.
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 Most of them though have been
then they went to
PG-13,
PG-13 for the broader audience. But
yeah.
And it's 3 hours long.
Oh yeah.
All right, here's our synopsis. A dramatization of the life story of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the physicist who had a large hand in the development of the atomic bombs that brought an end to World War II.
What's the J stand for?
Nothing.
I like it. They actually say that in the film.
Josh.
Josh Robert Oppenheimer.
Right.
Sorry, I should say Jared.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah, that's right. Not Josh, it's Jared.
So, directed by Nolan, written by Nolan, based on the book American Prometheus. Mm-hmm. Our cinematographer again is Van Hoytema. Yep. And then our composer again, Ludwig Göransson. It cracks me every night. I always have the note of like New Girl and Community and Happy Endings.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting. He's
come a long way.
Yeah.
Very quick. Okay, so production costs. What do you guys think the cost of this?
Well, I have a number down, but you go ahead.
Oh man, seem to remember. I don't know, 150.
What do you say?
I had down 100 million.
100 million exactly.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
I was finally on for once. I've been so off on all these, or like getting close, but. Yeah.
All right. And
then CGI would have been 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They didn't use much CGI in this.
No.
All right. So we got 7 wins and 6 nominations for Academy Awards. So 1, Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Picture. Yes. 1, Best Motion Picture. 1, Best Achievement in Directing. 1, Best Performance by an Actor in Lead Role. Mm-hmm. 1, Best Performance by an Actor in Supporting Role, Best Achievement in Cinematography, and Best Achievement in Film Editing.
Who won for supporting? Which one was it that was?
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
And then nominated Best Sound, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Performance by an Actress in Supporting Role, Best Achievement in Production Design, and Best Achievement in Costume Design. So it's nominated for those others.
The only one I'm really surprised about that didn't win was Sound, which I know we'll talk about, but somebody must have, I don't know who won that year.
Yeah, we always look and then we're like, oh, most of the time we're like, oh yeah, okay. Every once in a while you're like,
somebody must have just absolutely killed it.
Yeah, for sure. Once in a while though, it's something
and you're like, questionable.
Really, that one?
Yeah.
You know, but
some of the because like we were just joking about earlier, like everyone's in this film, so I didn't want to list everyone because that's just too much.
Really are.
So I just listed some of the bigger, like more front and center people. So we have Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Robbie Downey Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, yeah, Kenneth Branagh, Josh Hartnett, Florence Pugh, Matt Damon, Rami Malek, Casey Affleck, and Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Gary Oldman is the president. That was that was one of the biggest surprises.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. So, what are your general thoughts? What are we on this film before we get into just overall feelings about this?
Well, I want to say I could have totally used this in 6th grade because we were teaching, we were learning about debate and we got split up into two teams, and I had to lead a team about, it was all about nuclear weapons, which when I was, I mean, still a big deal, but when I was in sixth grade, it's like all you talked about. And were they bad or were they good? And I had the side of, were they good? Mm-hmm. And I could have used this movie because, man, I could not come up with a good argument. Yeah. So I lost miserably. And not that this movie is saying nuclear weapons are good,
right?
But I do love the fact that it explores the
nuance of both sides.
Yeah, exactly. The idea that, you know, with progress is going to have consequences, and when are you responsible for those consequences? I loved that. And the fact that, you know, I think the greater debate is, despite the horror that came out of that this movie shows, you know, we really haven't had a repeat of that yet. And thank goodness. And so little sixth grade me, that would have been a hard argument to say, well, if we just drop these two bombs, we won't have any for years. But
right.
Because it's a gamble. Yeah. I mean, in the moment, you don't know.
Exactly. And I love the idea that it explored, like, I don't think if you went back and did history again, would you have been able to stop it? No. And I think he explores that very well, because somebody was going to do it.
Right.
At the end of the day, he did it as responsibly as we could, I think. I think it shows that fairly well.
Yeah.
And because, you know, otherwise Germany would have gotten the bomb, and that would have been a far different scenario. That would have been, what was that show we liked? Castle?
Man in the High Castle.
Man in the High Castle.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the, like, it's going to happen. So, I mean, I would say the current argument and the same thing is the AI stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Like, and it's like, you know, do we hold ourselves back, but like China or some of these other places are going to just keep going. So then do we just kind of go at full force as well, so that at least we stay ahead?
Yes.
And it's kind of the kind of similar thing.
And you could debate that. We could do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's present day. So, I saw this in theaters, and I hadn't watched it since. So this is only my second time watching the film. I still feel, I mean, I like the film, but I do think it still like a lot of stuff that's kind of confusing in there. Like, I'm not really a history buff kind of person, and so there's a lot of times still where I'm like, so where are we at in the timeline? Like, like in the history of timeline, like what's happening? There's just like this like ancillary that's not critical to understanding the basic plot line, but understanding the overall influence and again, especially even some of the stuff at the end, like where they're not the end of the movie, but end in the time, like where they're like arguing, and it's like I honestly don't know the specifics and have to go look it up.
Yes.
Right. And so like, and I mean, to me, then that's a failure from the film at some level. And so as much as it's, I think, a fantastic movie as like created, like as a whole, and the performances are amazing, it's like there's still like, I think, a missing piece of like, as just an average person who's not like and know the details of this story, I think there's some lacking there to bring it full together.
I would agree.
Interesting. I don't know. I think I disagree on that. Well, I'm curious, like you said, like timeline wise, because you should be used to that by now. I mean, he does that in pretty much every movie.
No, I meant like in context of like what else is going on in the world. Like they kind of always referencing, but you're kind of, it's like, where else is in the world is this happening in timeline of like World War II and the things that are happening, right? Like, and it's kind of disconnected from it enough that like, and I don't know that stuff well enough to know, oh, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening there, especially later when he's, you know, the security clearance is like being revoked or whatever, and all those things. And it's like, I mean, they throw out a date, but like how that doesn't land in context if you don't know, like if you're not like a person who's in, you know, really pays attention to that time of period of history. I don't know, I just feel like it would give me a little more context if I kind of had more information about that stuff.
Okay. I understand. Yeah, I understand that aspect of it. But I think the more you watch it, it definitely helps. At least for me, it did. Because this is now the third time watching it, and that definitely, I feel a lot like drastically different about the film this time
Oh,
as
wow,
I did
really?
when and I was surprised by that because when I saw it for the first time, I enjoyed it, but I don't know, I'm trying to remember how I felt in the moment. I felt somewhat confused at times, but then every time I watch it since then, especially now, like I've enjoyed it the most this time watching it. And I think I understood it as a whole more this time. And even the way it jumps around so much, which I actually think is a brilliant way, the way they edit that. And was that one of the wins? Was editing? I'm wondering about that because I think it's...
No.
Really? Okay. Well, so this time...
Oh, yeah, in editing down here, the last one.
Did it win?
Oh, it did? Okay,
Or
good.
Best achievement in film editing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, there you go.
Okay. I just think because it cuts around so much, like it goes back and forth so much, and like in the wrong hands, that could be disastrous.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, to me, especially this time, it still feels thrilling the whole time through. It's 3 hours long, but like with the editing, I think is so crucial in this film, besides the performances, obviously. But like, it's just, it never feels... never feels jarring or out of place. Like I always know what's going on, and it seems like it's like every time it cuts to, it feels like it's like a very like crucial moment in a series of so many crucial moments that happen throughout this. And I just felt that a lot more this time. So I think the editing is like one of the biggest aspects of this film.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the things I've always loved about Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Is that's one of his calling cards, that he's so good at breaking up the timeline, and yet it's a storytelling technique that he can get away with. Other people mess it up horribly.
Yes.
But I remember that even when Dunkirk was coming out, some people were like, "I'm really confused. Why did this happen 7 minutes ago?" I followed it completely, and I thought it was brilliant. And I guess if you start out where your first critical success is Memento, kind of makes sense. He's always messing with your brain a little bit when it comes to timelines.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he loves the out of order storytelling and all that stuff.
Non-linear. Yeah.
But and I think this does it. I mean, less than some of the other projects. It's really telling, like, you're just telling a couple different storylines and jumping to the back and forth from them. And I mean, it does a good job of that. I don't think it's a bad.
I think this time though, like, it felt the most like, and I think I used this analogy in at least one other Nolan film, but like every aspect of it, because I just mentioned just the performance and editing, but cinematography, the score especially, which I'll talk about a lot, but everything is running so well and efficiently. It feels like a symphony that's just like everything working together so well. And it's just like when that all comes together, it just elevates it so much to me. And it's just like, yeah. So.
And I will say, as somebody who debated the topic, right? So
yeah,
I appreciated the fact that I like you, I didn't really know about the congressional hearings. I didn't know that he was, I sort of knew that he ended up taking a lot of the blame and people criticized him. So I'm glad he gave him the credit he's due. And then I liked the ending, or I like the fact that you find out what the political ramifications of it were. And because that was something I didn't know about history. And I remember going back and realizing, like, this is somebody who was absolutely applauded and then just, not necessarily thrown away, but certainly had a sad later part of his life.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I'm like you guys. I don't know. I'm not a history buff. I don't really know much about this time, but I think it does a really good job also that in that aspect, like educating you enough, but it doesn't feel like a documentary or anything.
Right,
like it's still a film.
Oh yeah. It's still entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let's get into spoilers and just talking different things that we thought we liked and didn't like, and
Spoilers, things blew up. But
Yeah.
so like the start of things, like, do you think it establishes Oppenheimer as a genius convincingly? Do other characters mostly tell us that he is?
I think with the scenes of his earlier days, I mean, I believed it, like, and not just from other people saying it. I think it does a good job with both aspects.
yeah, I think he's a product of his time.
Yeah.
Because it felt like the world was moving in that direction. Obviously, that we're gonna split that darn atom, right? And but I think it takes certain people to get the job done, and so in that way, I do think it shows that he's part of I'd say he's one of the many geniuses that came out of that period, because that's where we were in our history.
Yep.
He met the moment, I guess.
I wanted to ask both of you guys this just up top also, like, is this, which we touched on a little bit when you talked about the cast, but is this film like one of the greatest like ensembles of all time? I feel like it's pretty high up there, because it's insane the amount of people that are in this. And then there's even ones like, there was a few I forgot, like when I watched it this time even, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's right, they're in it.
Yeah, and it's just like some of them are only for one scene and that's it, but it's just it's amazing. I mean,
Everybody
the next
wants
film,
to
The
be in it.
Odyssey,
Yeah,
The Odyssey might
wants to
be
in it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that might rival it too, but I don't know. I was just curious what you guys think about that.
I mean, I'm right now off the top of my head, I can't think of something else that has this level, like, of just like you said, like random well-known actors just playing a small role here or there. And of course, The Odyssey might be the closest thing to rival it, and that's coming out. But yeah, I'm sure there's some other stuff out there in history that maybe some older films that just in recent decades, probably not.
Right, and everyone is everyone's performance in this movie is so good, but
even Matt Damon.
It's crazy, but then I would say the only one that I wish, I just feel like was underutilized was Kitty, Emily Blunt. Like she's
agree.
one of our best actresses in my opinion. I mean, what she did in Disclosure Day alone, recently, was incredible, and I don't know, she was the only one I felt like was a little underutilized.
Yeah, I wanted to see her more. Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Nolan doesn't know how to have female characters.
No, he just likes having a dead one, whether it's a wife or That's the main thing with Nolan.
You're gonna get a phone call.
Yeah,
We're not important enough to get it.
no.
All right. So the other thing in this early stuff is, how'd you feel about the poisoned apple incident?
I mean, I like the way it's played out, but what was his ultimate reasoning for wanting to do that?
I mean, I guess because the guy just embarrassed him. I don't know. Like,
is that it?
It seemed like but it seemed, I guess, like, is it, are they trying to show a character where he's willing to kill somebody, right? Like, which then sets up where he'd be willing to make an atomic bomb,
right?
I don't know. It's like this little like thing that you kind of forget about till you watch it again a second time, and when you're watching that long of a movie and something that happens at the beginning.
I think it wasn't my favorite part of the film, but I appreciated the fact that you have a 3-hour movie and that he's giving you little interesting surprises and golden nuggets along the way, and that was one of them. So you definitely don't forget it. And then just like with Robert Downey Jr. as the character he ends up becoming, it's like, again, it wasn't what I was expecting to happen in that movie, so that made it all the more memorable, which at the end of the day needs to be entertaining. But I agree, it felt a little like that was definitely a risk. I don't know if they've written a book about this behind the scenes, but it'd be a great book of like, I wonder what it was like what the debates were around the editing process and what they kept in and left out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had raucous debates about the poison apple.
Oh yeah.
Because you're right. Is he evil? Is he good? Is this what we needed at the moment? Somebody that was willing to it's just a questionable character, a flawed character.
Well, I mean, and yeah, I think they do a good job throughout the whole film, like kind of going back and forth with that. And I mean, that's a big reason for all the black and white scenes, the deposition. Like,
Yes.
and I love that we kind of, no matter what's going on in the film at that moment, we're always cutting into that. And, people asking questions about it. It's just, yeah, it's really interesting.
So then he ends up in America.
Yep.
And then kind of when they start to try to explain quantum physics at some level, and
Which I don't think they've still figured out how to teach it.
No.
My mother actually was watching something. My nearly 90-year-old mother was watching something on TV the other day. She's, I'm learning all about quantum computing. I'm like, well, thank God you are, because I still don't understand it. But.
Yeah.
yes, the yeah, it's definitely. I guess it gives you the basic understanding that you need to understand the.
Taught me more than my physics teacher. Sorry. That and Chernobyl, I think, were the two pieces of entertainment where I'm like, I think I understand how this works now.
Yeah. I do want to say real quick, because it's pretty early on. Oh, I guess it's right when he gets to America. But then obviously we get it later and at the very end of the film too. But I just love the quick scenes always with anytime we're meeting with Einstein. It was just really cool.
Oh yeah, that was.
And it's so cool.
And the mystery around it as well.
The mystery around
that's
it.
part of the mystery of the movie. Yep.
Love it. Yeah.
What did he say?
Yeah. Well, that's like the classic Nolan, kind of tease.
Yep. You don't get everything. Yep.
And then at the very end, you find out, and it's the reveal is not what you think
exactly.
it
Yes.
is.
Really?
Yep.
The other thing is the political stuff there with the Communist Party and things like that, and
which was a reality.
Yeah.
That was, definitely part of the argument.
Yeah. Yeah, especially at that time, yeah.
Which is another thing that I always joke about. Because, communism's funny right now. Growing up in the Washington County school system, here in where I went, I learned so much about the evils of communism. And it's almost like that was just the time that I grew up, that they're kind of, the latter half of the Cold War. And it's one of those things that later in life I go, they really were trying to drive it home, or really trying to, tell us communism's bad. And it's not, they don't teach it as much now, but I mean, literally, there's some things I didn't learn about. I probably didn't really learn much about Oppenheimer, but boy, I learned all about, how bad Russia was at the time. So that's interesting when they explore those things, because watching this again, it reminded me of just how much a part of my education that was. And yet I didn't know anything about the congressional hearings and things like that.
Yeah, me neither. The only time communism is funny is when in Seinfeld, when Elaine possibly is dating a commie. That reminded me of
that. Always comes back to Seinfeld.
Always comes back to Seinfeld.
Yeah, but it's interesting because I assume this is historically accurate. He never really was he just kind of it was more his brother, and he was kind of and then he had some friends with people, but
exactly.
It was and then he just used it to funnel some money to help some people, and it's kind of interesting. But how guilty by association, right? It is so easy to, and perception is reality. Those kind of concepts that we all deal with and at different levels, but that doesn't matter, the real black or white. Like it's like the gray areas where people can make their own assumptions and things, and it can come back to haunt you regardless of what you did or not. So
yeah.
All right, so how do we feel about Oppenheimer's treatment of women in the relationships in this film?
Well, yeah, that is a big factor. Yeah.
So they do make a comment at some point early on about him being a womanizer, right? And
so someone calls him that. Yeah.
And then they kind of, they used Gene Tatlock, but
yes,
Florence Pugh's character to kind of like represent that, right, for him, which I assume that's a real person in history that
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But then there's kind of like there was later as like alluded to, there was other women and things. It wasn't just
right.
And then of course there was the comment about the one guy's wife and them, like when he like lived with them or whatever, and so like he obviously had this.
Yeah. I didn't really need that part of the story in this movie, but I guess I understand he was trying to be somewhat faithful to the book. And I as you mentioned, I think the book goes into a lot more of the many women that were in Oppenheimer's life.
Yeah.
So I guess I understood, but those are my least favorite scenes. Like I didn't really need to see him sitting around naked.
Oh yeah. I agree. It is funny though.
Florence, yeah, go ahead.
No, it was just that's reminding me because that first scene with her. It's such a wild choice for this film that like the most famous line that he says is in the middle of him when he's having sex with her.
Yeah. And
it's like, it comes back to it later in the film when he actually, after everything is set off, that's when he really does say and now I've become death, destroy all worlds. Like apparently that's when he really said it, but it's just so weird because the first time you hear it in the film is in that scene with them. But,
yeah, I think, like you said, it kind of, I guess it's trying to be, whether faithful to the book or at least faithful to the character in history.
Yes.
To like kind of include it since it was a big part of who he is, probably mostly, like seemed like, right?
Right.
But you're right. Like you could take it all out and it really wouldn't affect it from like a just overall storytelling for the film. Like it's like not necessary to the other than it is a great character moment later in the little interrogation room stuff and then Kitty's sitting there. Yes. and then when she comes back and he's like, no, she'll do fine. And even though you see her like upset when he has to share about his relationship with Gene and but then later like she holds her own, which is honestly the best scene with
yeah, that's true.
With Kitty.
Well,
just talking to you guys, I appreciate it more now because you're right. You really couldn't have had Emily Blunt. Like, would she have been a necessary part of the movie if you hadn't gone into those relationships and the impact on her? So
that's true.
They do. Well, I was gonna say about her character, like I think they do a good job of showing that they were a team. Mm-hmm. And because like she was really smart, right? Too but at the time
she had to build him up,
and she had to kind of work behind the scenes and kind of be, and so like you kind of see that she's just as smart, if not smarter than him in a lot of ways, and the way she handles that room when they're interrogating her is like a great proof of that, like and show of her character, and then the way again she just knows like. They're a team. We're going to, even if you've slept with however many other women and stuff, like that's kind of like doesn't change the fact that we, we're a team and like, what a business partner almost like, right. Like, or whatever you want to call it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And I think they do show that well. And that was, love that moment when she puts that guy in his place.
Yeah, me too. It's so good. Yep.
The lawyer, whatever. So then we get General Groves and the kind of sort of act 2 of when they basically start recruiting all these people and building the town. And yeah, so why, like, so this is, you know, obviously a pivotal part. Like, why do we think Grove trusts him, even though there's theoretically security risk then versus then much later? Because obviously in the deposition or the interrogation, whatever you call it, they ask him, well, based on the rules now, would you give him security clearance? And eventually he admits no. So, like, why did he do that then, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of scenes where they go back and forth throughout that section, but we don't really get inside of Matt Damon's character's head that much, though. So I'm not. I mean, I don't really know in that moment why he okayed it. I guess for the greater good, but I mean, he really does question him even from the beginning, Oppenheimer, several times.
And there's a lot of tension between them, a lot. But then in the end, when things are successful, he does have the line where he's like, "I hired the right man for the job," or whatever.
Yep.
And in the way at least it's portrayed in the film. Again, don't know if this is his historical or if this is whatever, but it does portray in the film like one of the things he could do that a lot of these other scientists weren't is he knew how to kind of play the game too.
Yep.
And that was critical to be
politically.
That was critical to be in that role.
Yep.
And not just be smart.
Yep.
And he kind of knew how to.
And he eventually pays the consequences for it, for being political, but to get it done. And I liked that part of it too with the general, because I think that made it very human to me, because at the end of the day, the pressure was on to get this done. And what a scary thing to be under pressure to accomplish.
Yeah.
And yet, so I think they did it well of like, you know, he didn't necessarily trust him because that was his job. You want the military to not necessarily trust everybody.
Right.
So I thought they did a good job of encapsulating that into his character as the one who was always questioning. But at the same time, we do need to get this done because we have to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The marble thing, which I mean is a visual thing, just to kind of, but like it took him 2 years to get enough uranium. Is it uranium? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I love that we keep coming back to that, and it's slowly filling up.
Yep. Well,
Great visual.
Uranium, because to get it enriched, you need that much time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And to mine that much and process it, I guess is the word. But it was crazy to think, because then it's like, well, what would have happened if they, I guess, you know. And again, the 2 bombs they dropped them. Well, what if they needed more? It's like it's a 2-year lead time to get more. So unless there was enough to make out more than just the 2 they made, but like, yeah.
And again, as you love, it adds tension.
Mm-hmm.
One more bit of tension of can they get enough, and just how hard, what a monumental effort it had to be to get it, and then not knowing what was going to happen. Necessarily. It was all theory. That's what's crazy about it. And I love the fact that it celebrates science in that this is a time that, oh my gosh, we actually might find out if our theories are correct.
Yeah.
And so if you're a scientist and that's all you want, I mean, that's what are you trying to, but again, it brings up that debate if it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right?
The moral conundrum of like, just because we can, should we?
Exactly.
Right. Like, and it's like, and that's always with science and technology or whatever. I mean, like, again, when we talked about like right now with the AI, it's like, how far do we go with that?
Yes.
Just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Yep.
But then also when you have people that are maybe not morally as sound that is still is also going for the same thing, it's like, well, in the wrong hands, this could be worse. So
yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that, I mean, it's our modern day arms race now. And it's like, it's crazy to think about, but I mean, it does have some similarities to this time in our world.
I think all of our lives, from everything from pop culture on, has been about what will this idea of computers and internet and the chip, what will it eventually happen? And of course it is. Our whole lives have been told stories about will they eventually be.
Yeah.
Will there eventually be full artificial sentient intelligence?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it never goes well.
The movie's always right.
Yeah, no.
But dang it, I want my robot to clean my house, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, it's like a sad thing, but like it's always fun to think about like the different things. And you look at, like we talk about a lot, like science fiction, and like you look at stuff that's like in the 70s and 80s, and then what reality we live in. And there's like things that happen that they didn't predict, and then there's things that like that you think, oh, it's easy to assume by now we'd have like flying cars or something, right? And it's like, we don't have flying cars.
Flying cars, yeah.
But like in the 70s, they would be like, oh yeah, by the 2000s, we'll have flying cars.
Oh yeah, everybody's zipping around everywhere. We'll be the Jetsons.
Yep.
Back 2001, we were supposed to be, on the moon and living there. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's,
it's coming.
For all mankind, they explore that a little bit, like right? Like it's like, well, because we got complacent because there was no competition.
Yep.
Mankind likes competition.
Mm-hmm. I think Nolan, you're mentioning the getting into the science part of it. It is something that Nolan obviously is fascinated with, and why he gets real people that know that stuff, like some of the best in the world. Like obviously he did for Interstellar, and now I'm sure with this film, and even with something that's a little more out there like Tenet, he still had the it's just
the
so
scientists
cool,
like helping consult on it to make sure it's like still grounded in somewhat.
Yeah, so I love that he does that, and so that's clearly something that he is fascinated by, and I imagine different people he probably brought in for the Odyssey, even for I don't know, it's just I like that he does that with all of his films.
It's almost like the Jules Verne of our time.
Yeah.
It's like you're right. You look at the stories he's done. Now he's looking at history, but he's making sure that science is well respected.
Yes.
And I think like the more that I learn about space travel and things like that, and I still don't understand how it works, of how you're faster in time. But then I think how brilliant Interstellar was. For that reason. And so I think much the same way of Oppenheimer. They'll look back on Oppenheimer is going to be one of those storytelling devices that will help us remember the whole idea of the arms race. So when generations to come, I do think they'll look back on this as being, oh, there's a movie that'll help tell that story. And I think you're going to be right in like with Interstellar. It's like he really did a good job of telling, I think, what really making the actual science of it make sense and also be pretty darn entertaining.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so then all this builds up to the test.
Trinity test.
Yeah, the Trinity test.
I mean, you always talk about tension. I mean, this whole lead up is the masterclass in tension.
Yeah.
I think it's just it's incredible.
It's and they do such a good job of like making it, still seeing him struggle with the morality of it, right? Like they're excited and the triumph of like what they achieved from a scientific standpoint, but then it's just the weight on him of like, but what does this mean?
Oh, and we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
And he knows.
Yeah.
Cliche, but he knows he's about to unleash.
Yeah.
Some Pandora's box is going to be opened. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea of that image in my head, that theory, I'm pretty sure the science is there. That's something that this is going to happen. And it's like, but you just don't know what the true impact will be.
And then your comment about the 0%, and he's like, well, that's a great line because it's like which I think was this was it's historically accurate. Like there was like that small chance that they thought they would actually just destroy the atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
and the whole thing. It's like,
well, he says, he's like, theory alone. He said that's the near zero. He said he can't be, you know.
It has to be 0.
Yeah, it can't. Yeah.
There's no way to have actual absolute without test.
Yep.
But yeah,
I would say it's just incredibly impactful. Also, the hard cutout of all sound.
Yeah,
once it actually does is so cool.
Sound
Love
design
that.
there, and then of course
that would have been true. That would have been how you'd experience it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the amount of time delay right on this sound versus the visual was also really cool to and I'm sure that was 100% scientifically accurate timing wise, because I'm sure he calculated it all, had people or had someone calculate.
Absolutely, I think that was very important to him.
But it's just crazy. You experience it with like lightning and thunder, right? Like, but you know,
or rocket launches.
Yeah, but it's still like crazy to see like just how much time it takes for sound to get somewhere versus light, and it's a good reminder that that's just wild, like even scientifically that.
What I love also, besides this being like masterfully done, the build up and tension, I love also that he throws in like some slight comedic little things even in this moment. Like my two favorite were him saying, "Robert, try not to blow up the world." He says that like right before. But I also love the other two guys I'm saying the glass windshield stops the UV, and he says, "What stops the glass?" I love that moment too. That was great.
Yep. Yeah, and then the guy with like the sunscreen. He's like, "Is it rubbed in?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's rubbed in."
Yeah.
That would have been me, by the way. Peter at the beach, just
covered on. I mean, yeah, honestly, same. I would, yeah.
Right, and then the kind of the next big thing is the actual drop of the bombs.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't really see it.
No.
I loved that. Like,
I love that too.
That was the moment for me when I was watching the film that it just, I was like, oh, that's brilliant, because it would have all been in your head even back then. There was no, and nobody's covering this live, right? And it took weeks to even get any of the footage back. And then where are you going to see it? You know, you probably saw it in the movie theater, maybe before the, if they even showed it. So I thought that was like, it's all in his head, and and at the same time, the idea that because it's in his head, it's just haunting him, because a lot of times your imagination is so much worse than the reality. I think in this case, when the film footage does come back, probably reality was as bad as he imagined.
Yeah. And I think does it. I mean, I think we're debating, was it the right choice to not show, right? Like, and I think it was, because this is not about the results of the bomb as much as it is like the person making it, and should he make it or not, right?
Yes.
And is like the broader story here, and so, but I think it's still, to your point, like when he gives the speech with the group in the gymnasium or whatever it is, and the way he starts fading in and out, like kind of daydreaming or whatever it is, and sound kind of goes out, and then there's that shot of the young lady that's like skin peeling off, which is like what we've all probably seen in other nuclear like destruction. And like, so this is like him imagining kind of what, like you said, it would happen, what would happen.
And when he starts walking too, and he steps, he looks down, and it's a body too. It's just like,
and then he kind of, you see some, different people die. Yeah. It's just kind of, that is like the way they portray like him and his, and I think it was like a great way to do that. Like kind of still give us some visuals so that we feel the weight of it but like without having to show the actual the thing happen.
I thought that, we've all seen the movies where they show the impact of a bomb.
More recently, I think about what's the Fallout, like the first season of Fallout kind of shows them that, like,
that was a great way to start that show. Like, started immediately from that time period. But this, I would say, it's tasteful, it's classy to do it this way. I think this is the best approach for this film, because to your guys' point, it's not about that. particular. It is. I mean, that's why it's called Oppenheimer. It is him, and
It's his story. It's his mind. Yep.
yeah, most of it is. Yeah, it's from his mind and perspective, and I mean, pretty much everything in color that is like from his perspective and his whole life, his career, his journey, and then the black and white is, the deposition, and I guess I don't know. Is that the point of it then? Because in black and white, like then that's not. Is that from everyone else's perspective then? Because that's what I think about. The color is all from him. That's Oppenheimer.
That's interesting.
But in the black and white, like what is the difference in that then? That like Nolan intended? I don't know.
My first thought was it just when you're somebody who has learned how to jump around timelines, it was one more way of between the aspect ratio and then the colorization, just one more way to have a dramatic impact and also make it somewhat manageable and understandable.
True.
So, but that's interesting. I love the idea that in his mind is the stuff that's truly in his mind is color. The actual stuff that was probably was really filmed back in the day was all black and white because the hearings would have been filmed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I mean, you're right. Like it is, the color stuff is like basically from him being, but then the other stuff's not, he's not like, I mean, the whole section with the hearing, that's more from Robert Downey Jr.'s perspective.
Right? Yeah.
But then
it's true. Yeah.
And then the stuff in the deposition or whatever, the interrogation room, that little room, that's because that's a different time.
Yep.
And that even though that's
all color.
And you could get poetic and say they're the black and white part is, but they're trying to make it a black and white argument that he's just he was a bad person and this is why. And at the end of the day, it's much more colorful than that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's my little poetic moment.
That's good. That's the art. That's the artsy take on it. I like that.
That's me trying to be a film critic.
Yeah. One last thing with this is then after the test, everything. I really like this. There was a subtle moment of Robert's face, what his face portrays in this moment when he's looking out of the trucks leaving the place with the bomb, and he doesn't say anything, but there's a lot that is portrayed on his face in that moment. I love that too.
Yeah, could anybody else have done that character? I mean, I just can't think of anybody else being Robert Oppenheimer at this point. He was so perfectly cast.
Absolutely.
Thank God it wasn't Tom Hanks. No, sorry.
Yeah.
And I love Tom. Well, sometimes he gets these roles, and you're like, really?
Yeah. No, that
he
wouldn't
would
have
have
worked.
given it his all.
Of course. Of course.
And then what was next note is like the president interaction, and I think that's like builds up to the really show the guilt that he feels after.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to like to the point where like he basically embarrasses himself in front of the president of the United States because he feels the guilt so level. But then I love the line where he's like, well, no, it's on my hands because I'm the one that dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
And made that decision. And it's like, again, playing with that morality of like who's responsible.
Yep.
Right? Like,
you did what I wanted you to do. You built the bomb. I had to be the one to decide to drop it, which obviously is Truman's, legacy. That the decision landed with him, and he had to do it twice. I mean, once you'd think was enough, and then he had to do it one more time because they just weren't giving up.
All right, and then the hydrogen bomb and his opposition to it. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, again, I think that was it's called Oppenheimer, so it's from his perspective, flawed. And I feel like if Oppenheimer saw this movie, if he could truly look at it objectively, he would say that he probably captured how he felt internally about it. I would hope it's a fair portrayal because I'm sure he thought of himself as a flawed person. I'm sure that he was wrought with guilt. And then so the idea that then they were taking what was a huge moment in science that had, that was going to happen inevitably. It turned into this moment that ended World War II, and then now they're taking it to the next level, and he knows what that's going to bring. So imagine being that, when you're that intelligent, you know what your actions could result in, and so that's one thing that just at a base level before seeing the movie that I knew about Robert Oppenheimer was that he was the man who was behind the bombs, but at the same time he was against them. And it's the same thing with Nobel.
Yeah.
The guy behind explosives ends up being for peace. So that's the other part of just, I think, being human that they really capture in this movie. And I think we see just how, again, as we're seeing with AI, there's going to be things that you can do with AI and justify from a defensive standpoint. But at the same time, somebody's got to sit there and go, no. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing some of the tech billionaires getting criticized, because it's like, wait a minute, you were the ones who were going to protect us from this.
Right.
And now we're just seeing you just go, let's just, and again, we could do a whole podcast on that. But so for me, that's the hydrogen bomb part of this, because that was the next step. And I think it did, and then we saw what happened right up till I had to be that sixth grader debating whether we needed all these nuclear missiles or not.
Right.
Yeah. And I think it was just interesting to see it, kind of, I think the guilt flipped him, right? Like, cause then it's like, well, the next step, he's like, no, we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And he kind of went against it, and just playing more into the debate. And then of course, again, if things are, you're not in the middle of a world war, how does that decision feel different? So the Strauss character, now obviously we have the most in the future things happening, right? With his well, I guess Senate hearing, it starts because he's supposed to be in the presidential cabinet or whatever. And then, and so at the start, like, I think he, again, does a good job with, like, by the editing and kind of the way they pace things. In the beginning, you think he's a friend, right? And then, but then as things progress, you start to see, oh, actually, he was at least thinking he was controlling and manipulating. And then by the end, is like a nice reveal that, like, this whole time he has a chip on his shoulder because of what he thought was talking about him had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
It's to Einstein.
Yeah. It's so great.
Yeah.
It's a great reveal at the end. Yeah.
And then, of course, he kind of gets a taste of his own medicine, which is also great. But yeah, what do you guys feel about Strauss and kind of being the villain?
I thought it was perfectly done. Again, that was one of the moments in the film that stands out, just because it was so masterfully done.
I agree.
I think that's one of the reasons why the film deserves Best Picture. Some people would say it won Best Picture because of all the other of his catalog of amazing films, but I think it stands up for why it won Best Picture, and partly because of just telling the story the way it did, including with the Strauss character.
Yes. Yeah, and it was so cool seeing Robert Downey Jr. do it when he hasn't done much else right now, at least outside of Marvel, and it's just like so great to see him do this, and like really, I mean, he was that person. Like, it is completely embodies it.
Exactly. Yeah. I totally agree. I think he really showed that he is a fantastic actor, because I didn't get distracted by the fact, it's Iron Man doing this film,
Yeah, you don't get that. Yeah.
That's why I pick on Matt Damon a little bit, because
you always
sort of
see
feel
Matt
like
Damon.
it's Matt Damon. Yeah. But that's why I'm a little nervous about the Odyssey, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that with Matt Damon sometimes. Yeah, I understand that. But the Odyssey, I think he's, how much I saw just Nolan praising him for, like,
Oh yeah,
what he did.
and
with
many
that
of my
film.
favorite movies have been with Matt Damon. So
Yeah.
that's why he's just fun. I'm like Jimmy Kimmel. It's fun to pick on Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also that guy. Like if he was in the room today, I'd be like, cool. Like, sit
Yeah.
down at the table. I don't. He's a movie star, but at the same time, I think he's very approachable. He's
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. I'd be a little bit nervous, wouldn't you, if he was sitting at this table?
I would. Yeah.
Well, the good ones are a little bit crazy.
Yeah, a little bit crazy. Yeah. That's what you said about Jared, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think it's interesting. It was like, why do you think Oppenheimer chose to participate in the process that he knew was probably going to humiliate him?
Well, I think.
Do you think it was just because he believed so much in like America and whatever, or like what do you like? Would it?
Yeah, I also think again that internal conflict. I think he felt like he had to be.
That's true because Kitty makes that comment to him. She's like, "It doesn't matter how much you let him like degrade you; it's not going to fix what
Right.
make
Yeah.
you." It's like
So it's almost like
he felt like he was a glutton for punishment.
yeah,
and
he deserves it,
Yeah.
right? It's like
Well, that's what Strauss kept saying. He's like using the word martyr with him. Like it's just like, and he gets so mad. I mean, I love that last moment with Strauss, and he's just gets so angry at Oppenheimer for that. It's
so
just
perfect.
It's an amazing scene. Yeah.
I'm just thinking my letter. We kind of talked about some of these things. So, you guys have any other final thoughts?
No, I don't have any more notes for
Yeah, because
the movie overall, but until we get to like categories.
the like subtle comment about John F. Kennedy and they're
Oh yeah.
like, oh, some unknown.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah,
Well, I guess was he really there? I don't know. I mean, it might be.
I think he
just
was. Yeah, because if I remember, one of the reasons why he ended up being sort of rising through the political ranks was because he went through Europe and did a whole study of like I don't want to be wrong, but he was part of that debate at the very beginning. He sort of saw it coming, and I forget the name of his paper that he did, but it was one of the things people noticed, and they realized, okay, this guy's actually serious and has a brain, and so then he started to rise through the ranks.
Right.
Yeah. So then, and we kind of talked about, but like the actual final comment, like what Einstein said to him. Not what we thought he said to him. How do you feel about that statement? Like I'm trying to remember what exactly he said.
Yeah, I would say, do you have it like word for
I
word
don't.
the way it was done? Well, I mean, I can look it up and see. Because I also love that the very end also it's Kitty and Robert. Like I love that final moment with them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of like, it's more about the humanity and how they turn on you or whatever. Like, and it was more of a warning to Oppenheimer from Einstein.
Yep.
And
Einstein ended up on the side of history I think he ended up on the good side of history, really. Probably because he died when he did, but and yet he was very much a part of this whole debate.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought they captured that well, and it's everybody just loves Einstein. How can you not? He becomes sort of the mythical scientist out of this. Mm-hmm. Oppenheimer, I always think, never achieves that status. It's more.
Well, I think, your claim to fame is something that's very morally and killed a bunch of people.
Yep.
So it kind of makes it harder to kind of become that move to that mythical level.
Yeah. The well, earlier on, it's he says, when they punish you enough, they'll serve you salmon and potato salad, make speeches, give you a medal, and pat you on the back, telling all is forgiven. Just remember, it won't be for you; it'll be for them. And then at the end, Oppenheimer says, "When I came to you with these calculations, we thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world." Einstein says, "I remember it well. What of it?" And Oppenheimer says, "I believe we did." And that was actually, I believe that's where it cuts, right? Yeah. Yeah. It was one of my favorite scenes, actually. I think that ending.
Yeah.
And I would agree with him in some, it absolutely changed the world forever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. I mean, those things happen. Internet would be something, like just things that just
all the things that came from
just
splitting
like
the atom
shifts everything.
Yep. And you had to have Einstein and those brilliant scientists getting to that point where we could have those theories, and then all of a sudden we become enough of an industrial world where we had the machines that could create it, make it happen. And so it was going to come regardless.
Yep.
So it just turned out it came as part of World War II.
Well, again, and then sometimes necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Yep.
So like you're under pressure in a bad situation, and that's when you sometimes push the envelope of what you're doing and take risks that you wouldn't take, but
and have to do it with that pressure of also keeping it secret, which
right, because we have the one guy was a spy.
Was a spy, right?
They go into that even at the end.
I thought that was very well done.
It was, yeah. Yep, because that was.
Can you imagine working on something? It's like, okay,
I know.
You're doing this, and you have no idea what your part of the big picture is. Just you do this.
Yep.
Yeah, all the containment and like isolation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I even like the line that just reminds me of the. I think it's Matt Damon who asks Oppenheimer about it, but it's just asks about like the amount of families, but then like the amount of babies that were even born in that little time was just great. It's just an interesting fact about it, or I guess, or how long people were there too.
Yep.
All right, anything else before we move into cinematography? So I first noticed the imagery for like microscopic and cosmic imagery that they use throughout.
The stuff in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that down too.
Some really cool abstract flashes and waves and visualizations that are all like practical and filmed in some way, but
and there was really no CGI, right?
Correct. Everything was visual effects, which is more compositing and things like that.
Yes.
Not
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah,
I agree. But going off of your thing, the other thing I wrote down that I love is I believe it's the very first shot, and it's still kind of him imagining it, even though it's actually something in the world we're seeing. Is the first shot of the film with the raindrops hitting the puddle, and then we see that visualized later. But the foreshadowing with that in particular, it's just such a brilliant way now that I didn't think about first time when I watched the film. But it's amazing starting the movie that way.
I'm gonna have to watch it one more time just to see all the things Jared saw.
There's a lot I didn't realize, until a couple of views in. Yeah,
it's a good thing about a 3-hour movie. They're gonna miss a lot the first few times you see it.
True. We kind of talked about the black and white versus color.
Yep.
Just beautiful looking both ways though. Just in general, the film.
Did you see it in IMAX? No. Yeah. But you're seeing Odyssey in IMAX.
No, not this time. I mean, I would love to. It's just
those all sold out a year ago.
I know.
For at least opening weekend.
I thought for sure.
Maybe the second viewing we'll be able to line up a IMAX.
But is it going to be a true IMAX or a LIMAX?
We'll have to drive. Maybe we'll drive for the.
Which one are we going to be able to get there?
Drive for true IMAX.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't. But
okay.
Yeah, maybe we got the
That would be great.
time.
Take the podcast on the road.
Yeah,
Do before. This is us before we're watching it in IMAX.
that's true. We
After.
could just do the podcast of just us in the car, the before and after, and that'll be the podcast, just talking in the car.
And since you're a podcaster about films, you might even be able to still get tickets.
Yeah.
Tricks of the trade there, Josh. Use your influencer.
Yeah. I don't know how much influence we actually have.
No, I know. Yeah.
I don't know. You
We'll
never
see if
know.
we get into some screenings in the future. That'd be cool.
Yeah. The
I mean, we got to just say the actual Trinity test. I mean, the visual.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I mean, that's just insane what they did for that. Just
Yeah, did you see any making of, or I don't know?
no, I haven't.
I saw a little just notes about how they did it, but
Yeah,
I'd love to see how they created
yeah,
it.
it's just a lot of different little like filming small explosions, but with the right camera positioning and perspective, so that they can composite it and make it look bigger.
yeah, because it's like, how do you keep that under control too?
Yeah.
like that's scary just to for the film, but. I love that the movie actually technically starts with, we see some of that
Yes.
at the very beginning.
Yep.
with the line, which I have a note about that when it comes to the message or the theme of the film, but it's really cool. We have that quote from American Prometheus first.
Yeah, the other note was when we were talking cinematography, just the using the close-ups on people.
Oh yeah.
Like it's almost like the faces are the landscape versus because and we don't get those very often. I mean, a little bit when they're out there in the wilderness and and he's on their ranch or whatever, but most of the time we're not getting what you would see like in like Interstellar or Dunkirk, where you get these like wide establishing beautiful landscape shots, and you don't get a lot of that in this film, but you get all these close-ups on people that kind of just hold on them for so much and kind of treating them like they're like this beautiful landscape. And and they're I remember when this first came out, like noticing, because they're shooting in IMAX, like the 65 and 70 millimeter film, like the amount of detail, it's like there's plenty of shots where the people are a little out of focus and different things are like come in and out of focus a little bit, but like they're long enough takes, and there's like they probably they probably like, even if they did whatever a dozen takes, like they probably all have a little subtle, and it's like,
Yeah, I noticed that too.
and but I mean, this goes back to, I remember in this film like him talking about it, like, and saying, well, I'd rather pick the performance over perfection and that.
Yeah.
And so you're okay with a little bit, but then after knowing that, seeing that even happen in a couple of the other films previously, as we're watching where you're like, oh, that was a little bit, which I'm trying to remember, there was one specifically.
I mean, you see that in all old films anyway. So it's also just
but there's one of these Nolan films
limitation
because we talked about it. There was one specifically that
I don't remember. I remember you talking about it.
It was The Prestige.
Was it?
And several times in some of the reverse shots, they were like definitely softer.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and it would be like a dialogue scene. It'd be like, here, this person talking, and it'd be like, you could really see this was sharp, this was not. And of course, some of it might have been also when it was made, a little bit of the technology to be able to see the quality then. But
I can just picture Nolan getting so annoyed with everybody. By the way, did you know in that one scene that's a little soft? Yes, I know.
I know.
It's a choice.
Yes. One other thing I just thought about it that I wanted to ask you guys about, because this is something I was still confused about like 3 times watching it. It's with Jean, where we get the shots of her, I guess, what she does in the bathtub. But then there's one moment where we see his hand.
it's a gloved hand, yes.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, is that just him picturing it that way?
I think it goes back to your comment about it being from his perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like we're in his head.
Yeah, that's what I took away from it.
And I think like that's the quick thing just to
So
be
he's
like
thinking like, I did
it's
this.
because it's
Right.
she killed herself because of me, and so he feels that responsibility,
Yep.
along with all the other deaths in the.
That's what I took away from it too. I was just curious if you guys.
I think
thought of anything
that was
else.
just like that subtle thing of like, technically he didn't.
Right.
She committed suicide, but that quick flash of that I think is to kind of imply that like.
I mean, it's a brilliant way to do it. Just visual storytelling. Yeah, that's cool.
I do love like the like how the claustrophobicness of the room with the interrogation room, like every time we come back to that and you just feel that there. So of course that's the camera work, so that's the
Is that one
set
of the,
design.
did he change the aspect ratio on that? I forget.
I mean, it's not the. I mean, the aspect ratio should be the same because it's IMAX. Like all the color stuff is 70, I think, and then it might be because there's two different cameras they use, and the one's 65 and the other one's 70.
Okay.
The smaller one is obviously 65, but I mean, none of them are small in comparison to what most things are, but. It probably had the smaller one in that space because it was a tighter space. So, so it probably does make it look a little different.
Got it. Okay.
Well, that room in particular, I love. You guys already touched on it a little bit, but specifically the framing, the composition of the frame with him talking and Kitty, like in the left side of it, sitting there. It's really, really great. So you really can see both of their facial expressions in that moment.
We talked about the black and white.
Yep.
With Strauss. So I mean, it was a good choice to kind of separate the two, and then we'll get into trivia. It was interesting, but I didn't know that. I just read it later, so about that, and yeah, and just the final like images of the Earth visualization, chain reaction, of like that, of like what could have been, was powerful.
Yeah, it was.
Anything else about the visuals? Going once, going twice. let's talk about the score.
You guys, I'll let you go first because I'm the one that will probably talk about it the most. So, what do you guys think?
I mean, it was good.
Okay.
I know, I'm like, I want to hear what Jared has to think. I loved it, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it was great. I think it really soared at the right moments and really kind of really helped with the emotion of things. And again, nothing is. I wouldn't say there's like something I'd be humming when I left. It's just always
right.
like,
It's not like Interstellar where it's just such the
or Inception where you gotta like they have that thing and it's kind of repeating like, but still very.
But I don't
Really?
think Or really,
So there was no like specific like theme or motif that stuck with you
that
guys?
stuck with me. No,
Okay.
not that would like in my head.
I mean, some of that was just sound though, but the idea of just the precision and the ticking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that seemed to be part of the score as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ticking was
Yeah.
It's like, well, did
that in Dunkirk. He did that in a lot of.
This is the third film in a row now. It's
Yeah.
like taking constantly.
Yeah.
But it works. It really works in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dunkirk, he does it because it's like
He recorded his pocket watch.
his pocket watch, and it's like the whole
yeah, I
time.
wonder.
And then Tenet definitely has like the same kind of like constant.
Yes.
And then now this one too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he likes that for.
Oh yeah, because we were talking about. I wonder what he's recorded for Odyssey, like
Of his own.
something of his own.
yeah.
For the sound design or
Because
something.
it's his voice that's in Tenet, right? There's like a.
Is it?
Remember we were talking about because it's like the pocket watch, and then it was something they did with his
I don't remember.
like, yeah. There's some kind of layered thing in there that they did,
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was in the trivia.
All right, Jared, go for it.
Well, I mean, the main thing is, I mean, Ludwig Göransson is now already, I would say at this point, one of the best in the industry. This score in particular, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, I think, but my favorite one is called Can You Hear the Music, which is part of who's the person in the film that says that? Someone says, "Can you hear the music?"
One of the other. It's the air. Yes.
It's at the beginning when
he's talking about algebra.
His teacher.
He's like, you don't have to understand algebra. You just need to hear it.
Yes.
It's like sheet music.
Yep.
He's like it's like sheet
That's
music. You don't necessarily have to read it. You just need to hear it.
Yep.
But it was the I think it was where's the cast? Yeah, it was
Say the teacher.
It was when he meets the Kenneth Branagh's character, and they introduce him to him, and it's
right, and he's the one that almost does eat the apple, right?
Yes, he stops him. Yeah, but then he's the one. I think it's because they're like, well, because the teacher's like, oh, his math's not good or something like that, because that's a joke they kind of
right.
And then that's when he's like, well, it's like you don't. It's like sheet music. You don't have to necessarily read it as long as you can hear it. Can you hear the music? And then that's
so. Yeah. This is the main one. This is my favorite track of the score. This is the one that I think is the most memorable, and we hear it at the very beginning. We actually even hear it a little bit with the raindrops in the very opening, but then obviously the first time it's more prominent is right after he says, "Can you hear the music?" But then it's throughout the film, and it's crazy because I was like breaking it down and trying to figure it out because it's insane, like what's being done musically in this track. But there's deliberate tempo shifts in like a very small phrase that happens in this track, and it's insane. But because it's like, it doesn't seem like, it seems jarring, but like it all flows so well. And it's like, I don't know how he did it, because when I was trying to dissect it, it's like there's so many tempo shifts, but he has it all flow. The score over the whole Trinity test sequence is also masterfully done. Obviously, that's a big part of building tension with any scene. It basically is mainly it's just strings, and they're just alternating between two notes extremely fast. Is like what you hear, like it's almost like a trill, but not, because that's technically a different way to phrase these notes. But it's just it's amazing in that moment too, the strings in that part. But the whole score is not as modern as Tenet, because I loved how like futuristic and modern the Tenet score is, and this is way more classical, but still has some modern elements in it. And Ludwig is like one of the best at doing that. Hans Zimmer does it incredibly well too. But yeah, so but anyway, that's it. If you wanted to listen to one thing, Can You Hear the Music, that specific track off the score, I would say that one. That's the most memorable.
I'm gonna add it to my playlist.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was definitely good track.
Good track.
All right, we're gonna do some of this trivia stuff. Pulled from IMDb. So, in order for the black and white sections of the movie to be shot in the same quality as the rest of the film, Kodak had to produce a limited supply of double X black and white film stock in 70 millimeter. So it didn't exist. They had to request them to see if they could make it that big. So there was
Kodak's like, oh my gosh, we're relevant again.
Yeah. Well, did you see the behind the scenes there for the Odyssey?
The mirrors.
Not only the mirrors, but the actual, they built newer IMAX cameras that they had, or no, they built the enclosure for it to make it quieter.
Make them quieter because they're so loud.
Yeah.
Yep. And he wanted these very up close, intimate shots that he said they couldn't get because of how loud it was.
Yeah. Wow.
Initially.
And then they have mirrors because the camera's so big. They have mirrors so that
Right, 'cause
the
you
actors
can't
can see
see
each
it.
other, so they can play off each other. Yeah.
No, I have not seen that.
You haven't
That's
seen
great.
that? Yeah, like they're using like a couple mirrors so that they, like you can, and they'll stick it there so that the one actor that's getting filmed, the other actor can see him and they can play off each other.
Oh, wow.
All right, so Matt Damon was on a break from acting as I promised to his wife, with one condition. It would go off hold if Sir Christopher Nolan called. As luck would have it, Nolan offered Damon the role of Leslie Groves, and the break went on hold.
Yep. I remember him specifically talking about that. I'm like, I was on a break, and I said, but not Christopher Nolan calls. I got to answer it. And I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Trinity detonation scene uses a combination of practical effects, digital compositing. Multiple explosions were performed practically with a hybrid of gasoline, propane, aluminum, and magnesium substances involving big miniatures. These were filmed at high speeds from multiple angles and then layered using digital effects to create the iconic mushroom cloud.
Nice.
So this guy, David Wargo, had originally optioned the rights to the American Prometheus in 2015, but the project languished in development for years. Wargo met with his old friend James Woods during the pandemic, and Woods set up a meeting with Charles Raven, who in turn passed the book on to Nolan. Wargo and Woods are credited executive producers. What helped Nolan decide to direct the film was a book of Robert Oppenheimer's speeches given to him by Robert Pattinson at the wrap party of Tenet.
Oh, wow.
Which is wild.
I did not know that.
That is wild.
Yeah.
So, well, he's mentioned in Tenet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that
was great. Yeah.
It was interesting that they mentioned Oppenheimer in Tenet, like in the script, just like offhand. But according to this, then that means he even at that time wasn't planning on making this film, because
wow,
it was just because it wouldn't be at the wrap party till.
But it was in his head, though. Obviously.
Obviously. So Nolan insisted on immersion while shooting the film. He required the cast to rehearse in full costume, and they had to be properly dressed before coming on set. Any actor caught wearing modern clothing would be given a long, hard stare until they changed. This was done out of the belief that it could keep the cast ready to shoot at a moment's notice and prevent delays.
Good trick.
Yeah,
I think it worked because they're very believable.
I think
it's interesting. This next.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, and two comments. I'll jump around and come back to this one so cinematographer Hoyte, when interviewed in Dutch talk show Zomergasten, he said not a single frame in this movie was storyboarded. To him, it is one of the freest productions Nolan and he had ever made so far. They preferred, as a matter of principle, shooting a few takes of a scene as possible because the shallow focus of the wide-angle IMAX lenses, sometimes an actor is a little out of focus, but the energy of the take felt right. They left it that way anyway.
Wow.
And so I think that piggybacks on the other thing.
Yeah.
Like if they're just kind of almost shooting it more like a documentary, right? Then having everyone in position
At the moment, do it.
Yeah. So what were you going to say? Like,
No, I remember seeing some, it just reminded me when you were talking about that, I've seen actors that have worked with Nolan, especially on this film, saying, joking, but I think pretty serious about it, where Nolan doesn't allow chairs or seats on set at all to keep that. I mean, I guess also to keep the actors
fresh.
Yeah. And like ready to go. But
the AEC hearing from room 2022 were filmed in an existing office room with 4 walls and no air conditioning. Nolan wanted the claustrophobia for the actors to be genuine, and he set a challenge for filming with limited space without being able to move the ceilings and walls as they normally would on a studio set. He and the other crew members had to crouch out of camera range on set or sit on the floor during filming.
Wow.
So they really wanted to make it feel authentic. Oliver Stone said of this film, I sat through 3 hours of Oppenheimer, gripped by Sir Nolan's narrative. His screenplay is layered and fascinating. Familiar with the book, I once turned the project down because I couldn't find a way to find the essence. Nolan has found it. Oppenheimer has been compared to Stone's JFK.
Yes.
Another 3-hour political epic with an ensemble cast. Nolan, in fact, screened JFK for the crew before production to show them the kind of movie he had in mind. And I like that comment because we've seen that now through almost all the trivia going way back. That he has this, like, where they'll screen a couple like different inspirational films for the whole crew and before starting production, except for what was the one he didn't show anything intentionally. That was recent. It was I think it was Dunkirk. Was it Dunkirk?
No, I don't know.
One of the couple. I don't think it was Tenet, but it was one of the recent ones. Like the last couple, he intentionally didn't show anything. Pretty much the entire cast, which include A-listers and respected veterans, signed on just to work with Nolan, despite some, like Gary Oldman, only appearing for one scene and taking hefty salary cuts.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is also in it.
Oldman's like, I'm not missing the chance to play Truman.
Yeah, of course.
Even if it's for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, $100 million, you think it would be so much more of the budget of this.
This is a cast.
Yeah, but they're willing to do it. Yeah.
I mean, time period too, or period piece as well.
So Villeneuve said, where Oppenheimer is right now has blown the roof off of my projection. It's a 3-hour movie about people talking about nuclear physics. There's this notion that movies in some people's minds become content instead of art. I hate that word. That
Me too.
Movies like Oppenheimer are released on the big screen and become an event, brings back a spotlight on the idea that it's a tremendous art form that needs to be experienced in theaters.
That's why he's also one of the best.
Yep. Yeah, Villeneuve, yes.
Yep.
Emily Blunt declared Cillian Murphy the best actor she's ever worked with. Also her favorite to act with. She expressed admiration for his ability to slip into character the moment they called action and returning to himself immediately after. Cut. That's high praise coming from her.
That's a
Considering she's worked with her husband.
I was going to say that's kind of messed up. She's
I'm like,
who
wow.
she's married to. Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. As much as I like,
Oh yeah, right.
like
John Krasinski. No, of course.
He couldn't have played Oppenheimer, right?
And he's just not that level of actor.
He's not as good of
But
an
I'm
actor
sure
as
he had
Cillian.
something to say about it.
Yeah.
He's what?
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah. He's definitely not on the level of Cillian Murphy. No.
So this is also funny. To help keep the production within budget, the cast and crew were booked in standard Holiday Inn hotel rooms. Nolan and his wife themselves, used those rooms. Robert Downey Jr. candidly admitted that he opted to pay for his own hotel elsewhere.
Yeah. He had one built.
Yeah.
All right, the line that Harry Truman says, "Don't you ever bring that crybaby back in here ever again," is historically factual. Truman did really say that to the staff after meeting Robert Oppenheimer, and he also mockingly handed him a handkerchief as portrayed in the film. Reportedly, he had blood on his hands. I was twice as much as on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The scene of Kitty Oppenheimer refusing to shake Edward Teller's hand is also historically accurate.
Another great moment.
And Teller cried over Kitty's public reaction.
Yeah.
Or rejection, sorry. December 16th, 2022, Robert Oppenheimer's security clearance was posthumously reinstated by the U.S. Department of Energy. So almost 70 years after it was revoked. So they've retroactively put it back in place. During the haunting scene where Oppenheimer convenes with the people of Los Alamos to seemingly celebrate the bombs being dropped on Hiroshima, he's struck with the ghostly visions of people suffering. The young woman he sees is Flora Nolan, Christopher Nolan's daughter.
Oh, wow.
And he remarked, if you create the ultimate destructive power, it will also destroy those who are near and dear to you. I suppose this is my way of expressing that in what, to me, would be the strongest possible terms.
Wow.
And there's at least one incident, and this is what we were talking about, of a shortcut showing an alternate event interpretation. There are several shortcuts of the scene where Jean drowns in the bathtub. One of these cuts, and only one, briefly shows a gloved hand pushing her underwater. It never again is mentioned or discussed whether it really was a suicide.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think we nailed that interpretation.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
It's his imagination.
Yep.
We're right. We know it.
Well, we're podcasters. We're always
right. We're always right.
right. All right. Themes and messages. What do you think the overall message that Nolan's trying to say with this film?
Well, I think we talked about it. For me, it is the impressiveness of the science. He's celebrating science. He's celebrating a man who had a profound impact on history. I mean, but at the same time, I think he captures the risks of science as well. And that's, again, part of what makes us human. You know, you were saying it, we're competitive. So that drives us forward, but there will be consequences. And I think that Oppenheimer is somebody that his whole life, if you look back on it, you know, Einstein, as we said, sort of became this sort of caricature, almost a mythical creature of science, where Oppenheimer is somebody who paid the price of really winning. If some would say he helped win World War II, but he paid the price because he opened the gates of a new destructive form of science.
Yeah.
But I would say the film makes a great point of that it was going to happen anyway. It was just who got there first.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other?
I mean, I have just the humanity and what is the cost of it. But the very beginning, this time when I watched the movie, the very beginning line that says, the Greek titan Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods to give to humanity and then was eternally punished for it. And I just love that comparison to Oppenheimer. I think that's like the massive theme of what this, you know, he wasn't eternally punished for it in some way, or at least he carries it.
Yeah, I think he punished himself, and then with the security clearance and the way they turned on him, like he was basically also punished publicly as well.
Yep.
But to me, I think at the end, it shows that he's a hero of history, even though the history books will bring up the other side. But the fact that he was a crucial part of this and then fought against the destructive use of it, I think it will end up saving his name when people look back on it.
Yeah. I pretty much had the same thing you guys said, that just kind of the difference between creating power and controlling it and what happens after it's released. And tragedy of man who wants the recognition for changing history but discovers that neither intelligence or influence nor regret can contain the consequences. So
I have an opening quote that I actually love that I think a couple people go back and forth and say. I think at the beginning mainly, who would want to justify their whole life? I love that line.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he kind of have constantly justify his yeah.
But again, if you look
like exhausting.
But now he would say, well, look what we've been able to do since that time, and also what hasn't happened since that time.
Yes.
And there's certainly been wars, and there's certainly the threat of it. But considering I'm not good with math, but 70, 80 years out, and still there's not been the same sort of, nobody's had to truly drop the bombs that we dropped during World War II.
Yes. Very true.
Let's hope that stays that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true. Very true.
It's such an awesome power that I think it did sort of go, okay, we did it twice, and now we see what it can do. And the fact that we haven't allowed that to happen again.
Well, and then what we have now is
Oh my gosh, so much stronger. Yeah.
And it's like insane.
I don't even want to think about it.
No, yeah. It's
I
just
spent way too much
scary.
time thinking about it as a kid. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I did have a quote.
Yeah.
But now I came up with it. I think the quote is just Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the movie, but the fact that it became this
At the time,
cultural
yeah,
moment is really what made it the fun part about it. I love things in pop culture that are surprises. And yeah, I mean, I think I haven't done a deep dive, but I know that they put the two movies out on the same day, but I don't think even the movie studios realized what an impact that would have.
not when they scheduled it. No.
Oh my gosh. And then the fact that it became
It's just
this
counter
moment.
scheduling, which they do all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Yeah, we need it. I don't know, the husbands can go to this and the
Yeah,
wives can go to
right.
Barbie, right?
Yeah.
But then what it became, and it was so much fun. Go ahead.
speaking. No, I was just saying. You mean you didn't watch Barbie right after this?
Yeah, I know that was my other thing. Is which one do you see first?
Yeah.
I
Is that
actually
the-
ended up seeing Oppenheimer first, and then saw Barbie. It just worked out that way. But
Yeah, I didn't see Barbie in the theater, so
okay,
I didn't either. Yeah.
Oh, really? I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Just it didn't work
it
out.
didn't work out. And then
No.
actually, I mean, when I saw Oppenheimer, it was much later because I saw it when we were traveling for Faces exhibition,
Oh yeah,
and they were showing it, and it was just one of the nights we all went and saw it because I think most of us, if not all of us, hadn't seen it yet.
yeah. Wow.
So yeah,
No, I was there opening weekend with everybody else, and I mean, I made a note that they tried it again. You know, they're typical Hollywood. Let's do that every year, and then it
Yeah.
became literally their follow up was Wicked and Gladiator 2. No, and they called it Glicked. I don't know,
That's terrible.
but
yeah.
I think, and I was sitting here thinking about the reason it worked. Which who would have? Again, I love those moments. If you
like
ever said to anybody,
it happened organically.
yeah, exactly. Like you took Barbie
You can't
and you took
manufacture that, yeah.
Oppenheimer. If somebody's 20 years to some studio exec, by the way, release a movie about
Right.
Barbie and they'd laugh at you, but it worked because, and the fact that they're both commercial successes, yet they're still really alternatives. Too strong of a word, but Barbie was an interesting take on the idea of Barbie. It's not the movie you'd expect to be done about Barbie.
Yeah.
And Oppenheimer, Nolan, the fact that you have this historical epic, tell a story about somebody who most people would go, I don't need to know about him,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and also Nolan doing a character biopic,
Yeah.
biopiece like versus like what he normally does
Yep.
is also unusual. But then it's all, I don't want to discount like just because to your point what the other one they tried to make, but Barbieheimer is just like it rolls off the tongue, right?
Yeah,
like
Barbenheimer, right.
And and that's part of it. Like I think
Yeah.
like all of that plays a role in making it work, and so. It's just like the couples when they make the couples names. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're
well,
just shipping. Yeah.
and it's like if you take their two names and they work together, then it's like they're going to stick around for a while.
But again, the meme marketing is so important, and I think you said it. It was organically a meme marketing moment, which other people, and then when people try to figure it out and go, okay, let's try that next, and we'll put our own stamp on it, and it doesn't work. Then you have to giggle just a little bit.
It's silly. Yeah. It's you can't manufacture it. But the naming convention though, we have that again this year with Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same day.
Very
Both
excited.
movies coming out, so we'll see.
Oh my! How are you going to choose?
I'm just gonna go back to back.
Okay.
It's gonna be like 6 hours though.
I know.
I
it's
mean, I
gonna
don't
be
know if
a
I'm going to go
long-
back to back. I think I'm going to have to go one day, one on one day, and go the next day the other one because
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
there's a lot. But definitely going to have to see both opening.
Is anybody in both movies? It seems like Robert Pattinson is in everything
really
this
is.
summer, but I don't think he's in both.
But
right?
no, yeah, I don't think so.
I was gonna say, can you imagine if Timothy Chalamet was?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Timothy Chalamet.
Yep.
Well, we've had this guy, Anne Hathaway. No,
And Hathaway,
Yeah, right. She's another
like
one.
5 movies
she's
this
in
year.
5 films that came out this year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And you're like, oh, I mean, obviously they didn't film them all, like just the way things get released. But yeah,
Yeah. Robert Pattinson, I think we talked about, was 5 also.
Yeah,
This year?
he's having quite the year.
Yeah.
has he had that many? I don't know if it's that many, but
I'm
think
really
so.
excited for him in Dune. Just his character
Oh,
looks
man.
amazing.
Yeah. Seitel. Yeah.
yeah,
Very interesting character.
yeah.
Be
I don't know if
interesting to
he's
see
got
him play
5,
it.
but yeah, he
I
definitely
don't
has a
know.
couple. But yeah, all right. Well, thank you for joining us for our conversation about Oppenheimer. And if you have any comments or feedback, you can do that. Send that in by email us at feedback@screentimepod.com, or just, DM us or leave a comment on the socials. And if you don't already, please like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, and or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And
Yeah, thanks, Peter, for
Yeah.
coming back on, because I was trying to think, like,
when was the last time you were on?
It was a Pluribus episode. I
Oh,
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, that's when you
right. I
came
was so
on.
excited to talk about Pluribus.
You came on for Pluribus, which is the only one and only guest for a TV show. We've always had
Is that
guests.
really? Yeah.
I know. I
guess
want to
that's
come
true.
back for one of those because I like the game.
Kirsten came on for like.
Oh, she did.
The
Yeah.
game you played, I was like, oh, that's right. We're not going to play the game because it's a
No.
movie podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though we put that on hiatus.
We put it on hiatus a little bit. We're going to bring it back eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Master Waste.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
And if any of you'd like to follow us on individually on Instagram, I don't know how you want to share it, but I'm at Jay Youngbar, and
I'm at Jared Youngbar.
And I'm Pieter Bickford, but it's Pieter. Bickford, Bickford.
all right. So we'll
Or just follow Josh because anything that Josh likes, I tend to like anyway. So we generally like each other's stuff quite a bit. So
yeah, it's true.
Josh says, I'm like, yeah, he's been here. Beat me to it.
But next week we'll be talking about the Odyssey. So our journey will have ended.
Journey will be complete. Yeah.
Complete. Yeah, that's a better way to
Okay, you need to do that meme or that TikTok thing of this is you before the Odyssey.
Yes. Yeah.
Somehow with these guys, I don't think it's going to really change. They'll just be like, yeah, it's amazing. It's fabulous.
All right. Well, this is us before the Odyssey. We'll
Yeah.
see you next week for after the Odyssey.